sure many of you tuned in to the PlayStation 5 reveal event where they showcased some of the exclusive titles and new titles that are going to be coming to the brand new console. They showed their new graphical enhancements, some of the other features of the controller, and everything else. I'm excited for a lot of the games, and today we're going to be just breaking down some of the ones that we are personally most excited for. A lot of the games looked cool, but today we're going to be focusing on the ones that we are personally most excited for. Now, that doesn't mean that the other games don't look good or aren't good, but it just means that we're going to be focusing on the ones that we are most excited for. So without further ado, let's get right into this. First, we're going to be starting off with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's always great to see classic games brought back to life with new-gen graphics. Although I wasn't a huge player of the series growing up, I would be completely hyped if I was. The sleek graphics, the interdimensional travel, and fun gameplay makes this a title to look out for newcomers and fans of the series alike. At first glance at this next title, I actually thought it was a new Tomb Raider series, which I would have been hyped for. But within mere moments, you realize it's definitely not anything like Tomb Raider. And although the game trailer doesn't give us much, and it's relatively brief, I'm very excited to see what it has to offer. The visuals look awesome, the landscape looks incredible, and just the gameplay of her being able to control her environment. You see it within a second, but it's piqued my interest. On top of that, you see big monsters and things show up, and I'm a huge fan of big boss battles, so they didn't give us much on the title, but I'd love to see what this game has to offer. Project Athia. For this next game, as the camera panned through the stunning scenes, the scenery seemed pretty familiar, and when I saw the hollow being dragged upside down through the mountains, I immediately knew this was Demon Souls. As a relatively new fan of the Soulsborne series, I've been wanting to play Demon Souls for quite some time now, but it was always tough for me to get into it because of its age and my prior knowledge on the other Dark Souls games. But now could not be a better time to experience one of the first of the series with completely new graphics, a new engine I can imagine, new UI, and everything else that makes the Souls series so good. After finishing the Soul series recently, I have been craving more of it, and this is going to be the first perfect title to add to that. Can't wait for Demon Souls the remake. Upon seeing this next title, there were a few elements that caught my eye immediately. With the sort of 60s vintage vibe, Vertigo card aesthetics, and the blink ability I had gotten so familiar with in the Dishonored series, I knew this was going to be a game to look out for. Arcane Studios did an incredible job with Dishonored 1 and 2, and this game seems to take elements of both and puts it into an action-packed, blood-soaked adventure. This is definitely a title we'll be putting on our wish list. The gameplay looks sleek and satisfying, and the environment looks very trippy yet very clean as well. I think this game is going to be definitely one to look out for in the long run. I think Arcane Studios, with their sort of fluent and stealth usual mechanics that they like to have in their games, I think this game is going to be no different, but it seems to be more action-packed than its other titles. Can't wait to learn more about Deathloop. Of all the amazing titles that were showcased, I am perhaps the most hyped for this one. As the camera panned through a deserted winter forest, I knew this had to be some kind of horror game. The trailer then goes into a kind of whirlwind of imagery and environments, with a Victorian or Castlevania type theming. It is no doubt that this game will take you on a horrifying journey. At the end, the title reveals the word village, but then proceeds to highlight the Roman numerals 8. This got me so excited because I knew exactly what this game was, the highly anticipated Resident Evil 8. Its predecessor, Resident Evil 7, was perhaps one of my favorites of the whole series because of its fully first-person immersive campaign. I can't wait to see how they bring the first-person element to a whole new level and broaden the scope of the level design, environment, and graphics overall. I'm very excited for Resident Evil 8. The next title caught everyone's attention back in E3 last year, and now seeing some gameplay, it looks like it may be worth the hype. Ghostwire Tokyo looks like a trippy, first-person horror action game that seems to use vibrant psychedelic environments and strange enemies to create a creepy atmosphere. This game seems to be fast-paced, but at the same time methodical in its approach. It is hard to tell how this game actually feels in terms of gameplay, as some of the fighting animations do look a bit strange, but there's no doubt that as a fan of horror games, Ghostwire is definitely one to look out for come next year. So there you have it, the few list of games that we are very excited for. Let us know below in the comments what games you're excited for and whether or not you're going to be snatching yourself a PlayStation 5. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to stay up to date with the latest in video game, Valorant, CSGO, and more. Thank you very much. Goodbye.